What is up, YouTube? Derbador Weldor here, coming at you with another video. Today we're going to be talking about my 2019 F150. We're going to be doing a rig tour update video. A lot's happened in this truck since I got it last year-ish, and a lot of great upgrades done to it. Just a whole lot of awesome stuff's happened to this truck. So here we go. So this, my 2019 F150 four-wheel drive 5.0 Coyote 10-speed 10R80. Has Ford Super 8.8 in the rear. I don't know what's in the front, but the four-wheel drive works great. I have had a chance to use it multiple times. I bought this truck because it was a really good tax write-off at the moment, and it just felt like the right time to finally kind of upgrade. The 79 is still here. I did not get rid of it, which is funny. I got these two trucks right here like 40 years apart, but I love this 2019. I also really love my 79. They're both great trucks. They're totally different, but the 19, now where my business is, fits my needs better than the 79 could at this time. So yeah, it's kind of a sad thing. The 79 is no longer my main work truck. It still gets used. I still have fun with that truck. As you can see, there's some URI off-road permit stickers on the windshield, so obviously we do have fun with it. There's a lot that actually happened to this truck. It's going to get its own video. There's a lot of stuff that's happened to it and happening to it. I'm sitting here waiting on Amazon to deliver some parts so I can keep working on it, but when it's done, it'll get its own definite tour video. But today we're focusing on the 2019. Under the hood here, we have that beautiful Gen 3 5-liter Coyote. What an engine this thing is. It pulls that skid in the back of the truck like it's non-existent. It is just absolutely incredible. This truck has more power than my old 7.3 did. Absolutely just blows it out of the water for a gasoline powered truck that gets, with the skid in, about 16 miles to the gallon. Without the skid on the interstate, I can get in the lower 20s. So what an absolutely fantastic motor this is. It just got the best of everything. The only thing I had to do maintenance-wise that kind of caught me off guard was the battery. This truck requires an AGM battery because it has, over here, we got this little amp meter right there. That is an amp meter. That's counting your amps going in and out of the battery. I actually goofed up. I put my winch on the wrong side. I got to put my winch over here because this is bypassing the amp meter. Oops. But that will get fixed another day. In this truck, when your battery starts to go out, it kind of just, it doesn't really tell you. It just don't start. And then you give it a second, you turn the key again, it starts. That's the battery. It's really weird how an AGM goes out. It's really weird how the truck reacts when the battery starts to go out. So other things will act weird, like your outlets will shut off immediately. Your air conditioner won't run as fast as it should. There's a bunch of just weird little things that happen when the battery starts going out. So if you own one of these trucks and the battery's 4 years or older and you got some weird electrical symptoms, just replace the battery. But spend money on a good one. That battery that's in here was like 350 bucks, but it was a little less because I have a commercial account at O'Reilly's. So if you don't have a commercial account at a auto parts store, that's definitely something you need to look into because it'll save you money. I had to do 100,000 mile maintenance to this truck. One of them was flushing the radiator, and how I decided to do it, because I really don't want to take anything else apart on this truck. I don't have to. Is right at the bottom of the radiator here, there's a little drain, and for a couple days I just drained the radiator out, fill it back up, drain the radiator out, fill it back up, and did that for 3 days, and that should have sufficiently changed out enough of the antifreeze that's not a problem. Now I did have to be very, very, very careful. This truck actually uses the yellow Motorcraft antifreeze. The only thing that tells you that is a supplemental in the glove box that is in the owner's manual. It's a supplemental little piece of paper that says supplement for this page. Truck was converted to yellow at this date. So I actually took a white paint marker and wrote that up there. So if the manual gets lost or whatever, I know this truck uses yellow Motorcraft. Why it was converted, I don't know, but it was converted at some point to where there was that official little label put in there that this truck uses yellow, which is weird because Ford Motorcraft yellow looks slightly green. It's really weird, but hey, whatever. I'm just doing things by the book here on this truck. If this was not in my original video, I'm going to go over it. This is my rough country hidden winch kit. This has a 9,000 pound winch with a synthetic rope back here. There's our plug. This thing is amazing because I can keep the stock look of the truck there without having to put some big ugly bumper thing on it. The winch, there it is right there. Winch is just tucked up in here. It was a little weird. You got to reach under here to get to the clutch handle right there to disengage it, but it hasn't really been that much of an issue. It's a really just, it looks neat. It keeps the stock look of the truck, yet gives me the functionality that I want out of it. So there is a CB in this truck. This is actually the CB from my f150. Got this little bracket on Amazon, and I thought this little washer was stainless. It's obviously not stainless, so I'm gonna have to go back and fix that. I even got my little baby Yoda that was in my 74. There's a dash cam in here now, just like all my trucks get dash cams. My favorite feature of this truck still is the whole double door setup here. Now, people said the back of my truck was an absolute mess. I did something to try and clean it up some, all right? Of course, that meant Milwaukee pack out because I'm a just absolute sucker for Milwaukee. I love Milwaukee stuff. So this side right here, this has all of my safety stuff. There's my pancake gloves. I got TIG gloves here because I've been doing TIG welding. Here's my nice jacket. I got this Black Stallion jacket because it's got leather sleeves. It was cheap. And it was summertime, and I needed something that would somewhat breathe, but I was doing a crap ton of dual shield, and I was sick of my arms getting burnt up. So I bought this, and it's been surprisingly very good. In this box here, open it up. My Optrill helmet, which is a Papper system, so that's the helmet. There's my spare battery, charger, lenses. Then under here, there's the Papper. There's a respirator. There's the extra lenses for my pancake and all sorts of extra stuff under the helmet here. There's extra gloves and some more extra lenses and things like that under the helmet. So this is just a kit. The pancake actually sits in this box, but because the pancake is my go-to for 90% of my welding, like if it's just 5 minutes, I use the pancake. The pancake sits right there, so I can just grab it and go. We go back here even further. Into the truck, there's more Milwaukee pack out. It's that time of year where you need a jacket in the morning and shorts by lunch. Search and rescue bag always stays in my truck, always ready to go at a moment's notice. Those who are in sorry, you know what I mean. This right here is kind of the catch-all box. It's got my wife is now my helper, so this is her face shield, her gloves, her Bluetooth hearing protection. There's a bunch of other stuff in here too. There's wire brush wheels for cleaning stuff. That was from another job, the job we did in Wilmington. There's the 50-foot 220 extension cord for the plasma, which the plasma is actually in this box here. So everything is organized. It does all fit in this truck. This is the little trash can. It keeps floating around to the side. I don't know why. But just a little good thing to just throw trash in, keep the truck a little more organized. And we get out here. My CB is mounted down here because I want nothing permanent attached to this truck. The CB, can't really see it from here. It's just a piece of 2x4 that is screwed into that sits in that little pocket right there that never gets used. And that's how my CB mounts in here, because I have a lot of other stuff in here. So we open this up, move all that out the way. There's my 12-volt plug adapter. Open this up here. SDS sheets, MSHA paperwork, lockout kit, 110 to 12 volt for the refrigerator, a K-bar for some reason, There's a first aid kit down there that stays with the truck. Cleaning wipes. There's supposed to be a jump box in here. I think it's buried. But I started keeping a NOCO brand jump box in here because I don't want to be jump starting people with my brand new truck. There it is. Oh, that's unfortunate. It got unplugged. Oh well, guess I'll have to plug it back in. But this thing right here is super awesome. I don't like to just leave people on the side of the road when I see them, you know, and all they need is like just a boost. So I got this because I don't want to be boosting people with the truck. So I use this instead. I just don't like the idea of hooking up jumper cables from their whatever it is vehicle to my brand new F150. Only God knows what's going to happen. Also over here we have our Milwaukee portable work light. Milwaukee tire inflator. What a lifesaver that thing is. I absolutely love it. Ain't got to power up the air compressor every time I need to just top off a tire. Wheel chocks. They're two tied together. If you deal with MSHA, you know exactly why that's there and easy to get to. But if you don't deal with MSHA basically requires anytime you park your truck out in the field, you have to chalk your tires. Doesn't matter how well your park brake works, and it doesn't matter how well your park gear works. Got to chalk the tires. So we go over here to the skid itself. The skid, I've done the math, it's probably about 1,200 pounds of tools and everything in it. It's got a lot of modification since the last time I did the video. There are now pack out mounts all over it. So we got this pack out mount here. This has all my welding consumables for the plasma and the suitcase right here, so they're easy to get to. The TIG rig, my 26 torch quick connect TIG rig, and all of its accessories are in here. So if I need a TIG weld, it's right there. It's not in this box taking up space and I gotta dig through this box to find it. It's now in this box and it's easy to get to, which means it's easy to get to, it's more likely to get used. The spool gun, I finally did buy a 30A spool gun with a WC-24 adapter for the Trailblazer. That's up in here in this box, and this box is not going anywhere because it's got a little lock and I got a bicycle lock through it. So it's not like it's gonna just walk away on me. In this box, have to have that little first aid sign there for my first aid kit in here. This has all of the welding-ish stuff. Of course, it all wants to fall out. It usually looks better than that, but because I'm making a video, it looks like crap. There's all your essential welding rods. There's a fire blanket. There's one of those little disposable fire extinguishers right there. Super, super handy to have. Ground, stinger, multiple different welding rods in here. There's even some of those chamfering rods just in case that's just the only thing that's going to work for the welding job I'm on. They're there. All your specialty rods, aluminum, stainless, cast iron, they're all right here in the little 1 pound cylinders. There's probably some more cast iron rods right there. I've been doing a lot of random cast iron recently. So all of that is in the truck. On the back side here, I made a TIG tube holder. Cut this out on the plasma table and welded it in here. So this holds my aluminum, stainless, and regular mild steel ER70-6 all right here. Each of these has various different sizes, has 16ths and 332s in them. They're just kind of thrown in there. There's no dividers. I need to get dividers for them, but whatever, that can be done another day. Trailblazers right here. The Trailblazer can be fully accessed from here. If I take these out, there's room to pull this door down, and all my maintenance stuff can be done right there for my oil change. We have here Argon 7525 now on a reel. This is just a cheap air reel from Northern Tools, but it has Argon hose on it. Now, the only issue that I think could be a problem, somebody pointed out something really, really good, and I didn't think about it, is these O-rings in here are not refrigerant grade, which means that the super dry gas could dry out the O-rings and cause them to crack and cause them to leak. So it's not leaked yet. I've had this thing for about 6 months now. It has not leaked yet. It's been doing very, very good, but it's probably going to get replaced with a Lumareel. just like these diamond lead reels here, which are probably going to be replaced with a Luma reel. Not that there's anything wrong with these. I just want to kind of be ahead of the curve of anything breaking on this truck and leaving me stranded, which it really wouldn't leave me stranded. It'd just be a little annoying that I got to reel it out and now hook it straight to the machine. So it wouldn't be the end of the world. It'd just be a little inconvenient. 325 Miller Trailblazer. If this was not in the original video, it is now. The Bobcat 250 is basically retired and is now packed up in the shop as a backup machine. So Trailblazer, it's freaking fantastic. I got the ArcReach Suitcase 8 that works with this, so I can control my voltage from the suitcase, which is just a absolutely awesome feature to have. Saves so much time, saves so much money. My Northern Tools North Star air compressor with Kohler engine, flawless. Haven't had a problem with it, except the tires are flat, which doesn't matter because it just lives back there. So flat tires mean nothing for that machine because it's not going anywhere. I have 25 feet of welding lead stuff right there. That is for stuff right up next to the truck, or if I'm using the suitcase or doing some high amp work and I don't want to send it through my welding leads. The welding leads can be quick disconnected. The welding lead reels can be quick disconnected from the machine, so the fact that they're coiled up is not interfering with the quality of the weld, or I'm having to turn the machine way up to overcome the 100 feet of lead. I can use a little short 25 foots and get a nice clean arc from there. There's a 2-inch hitch receiver here, which is for my vise. The vise is up there because it's the convenient spot to put it for storage. I can just unpin it, flip it around, put it down here, boom, vise. Now I have a vise on the truck. We go up here, there's lots of other cool features. This light right here, these are the work lights. There's 1, 2, 3. And they are controlled by this nice, whoops, lose my camera here. This nice switch right here. This is powered off of the Trailblazer battery. So I don't have to worry about running the truck battery down. So if I'm working, it's late, I hit that. I have light all the way around the truck, and it's all self-contained to the skid. It's not attached to the truck. I'm not unplugging the skid just to take the skid out of the truck. Pipeliner's Cloud umbrella. I saw they got a new tube. I'm going to buy their new style tube because it's the old style tube, and it is just absolutely had it. It's sun bleached. The cap is long since gone. I don't even know where the cap is. And because I got a Pipeliner's Cloud, I got the Slamma Jamma pole down there. There's my orange work lights, amber and white orange work lights, which I don't know if I'm going to keep them wired to the truck because it's kind of a pain to have to, every time I want to pull the skid out, to trace that wire back and unplug it. It might get wired to the Trailblazer, but then that becomes an issue of I cannot turn the lights on from inside the cab. I got to go out the cab into the Trailblazer to turn on the lights. So haven't quite figured out what I'm going to do with that yet. Here I have my material storage hauling solution, because there's no need to make a roof rack when you got this thing already basically being a roof rack. So I got a couple pieces of channel right here, put them here. I can slide material across it, and I have these welded on ratchet strap systems here that I can just loop around it there and there. So now I don't have to hunt down a ratchet strap whenever I want to haul something. This has been a fantastic storage solution. It has made life so convenient to have this set up here. I've not had time to paint it, so I've been on the road a lot with everything happening in Western North Carolina, Fab Tech, and a bunch of out-of-town work. It's a miracle I even have this done. So this is just, it's a lifesaver. It saves you so much time. It makes life so much more convenient. I'm gonna step down here. My super handy extension cord reel, 80 foot, still working to this day. Same with my El Cheapo. I don't even know what brand this is. 100 foot oxyacetylene hose reel. Both came from Amazon. Long since forgot exactly what the prices were. I know this was like 200 something. This was like 300-ish. But absolute lifesavers. They're still working to this day. I've had them for years. They were on my original F350 build. Same with this air hose reel. However, it's probably time for a new air hose. It's on its way out. I got the shut off universal connector right there. That obviously goes to my air compressor, and that's only 50 foot. I really need to put 100 feet on here for it to really be as effective as I want it to be. Obviously, like I said, it goes to air compressor, oxygen, acetylene right there, fire extinguisher, which on the back side has my yearly inspection and Sharpie markered all my monthly inspections on it because MSHA. Up here, I decided to make my grinders a little bit easier to deal with. We go up here. We can open this box. We can open this box here, and all of my grinders and the various types, sizes, and wheels and batteries are in this box. This allows me to, if I have a lot of grinding to do, I can just undo this, pull the box down, have all my grinding stuff easily accessible, and not having to go hunt it down and dig through a box to get it. It has its own dedicated box. And inside of this box, there's my 7-inch grinder, all of its wheels, ratchet chain fall, clamps. This toolbox back here has all of my torch items in here, all the tips and accessories, cleaning stuff, everything for them is in here. And all my different various size clamps are in these drawers. There's the Milwaukee 110 charger for all my M12, M18 tools, just in case. My favorite torch, you can see right there, it's got the gouging tip. Absolutely love gouging with an oxyacetylene torch. It is my favorite. I don't know why it's an issue for some people, but for me, I just absolutely love it. My cutting torch is in here somewhere. I think it's, yeah, my long barrel cutting torch is sitting back there. It must have fallen down on the road. It's supposed to be, there's a spot for it to hang up there, and maybe after the last job, it did not get hung back up there. Just like, well, where I did go, it was kind of bumpy. This torch striker is supposed to hang right there. So it's all nice and neatly organized. The 7-inch grinder normally doesn't live in here, but I had to have it for a job, and I really, really, really hate that thing. So normally that's actually not even in here. Then you can easily get to everything, but it's in here. So you're seeing the truck loaded for bear right now. This Milwaukee pack out has all the screws, random just nonsense, cotter pins, grease fittings, concrete anchors, roll pins, roll pin punches, thread lock, screws, other screws, more screws, just random stuff that I found will help me on a project just to finish it out real good for the customer, so it just looks better and I feel like the job is more done when I leave. This Milwaukee pack out has all of your nuts and bolts and stuff like that from 1/4 all the way up to 1/2. I know there's bigger, but usually this covers about 90% of what I encounter in the field if I need to replace something. Now this is the Chaos box, and it's the Chaos box because no crossbed toolbox is ever not chaotic. So in this box here, have the rest of my, I call this like my mechanical box. So we have our M12 ratchet with the drivers, drill and Milwaukee M18 drill driver kit, all the accessories for it, SDS hammer drill, impact gun, 1/2-inch impact is down there somewhere, the mini inverter for the M18 because that's a lifesaver, whole bunch of different drill bits, accessories, bit drivers, porta power, a map gas torch, something I've always been told by people, oh, that's a waste of money. Oh, it's so great to have that thing. You just need to preheat a little thing, a little aluminum part before you weld it, and you don't feel like digging out the oxyacetylene, just pull that out, preheat it. It's not a big deal. I will gladly pay to whatever extra money that little yellow cylinder costs more per pound than the acetylene does. It's a great, great, great tool just to preheat something real quick before you weld it. Remember, convenience is key. I now have, this is from another job, Galv Pro, got this at FabTech. Super good stuff. Used it on a job. Is the best galvanizing, cold galvanizing solution I've ever used. There's acetone. I got not Aero Kroll anymore. I think they just call it Kroll. I got Kroll in there because PB Blaster sucks. Extra oil for my Trailblazer. Some primer because it's just nice to be able to prime something for a customer at the very least. My Hogan 905 mag drill, 904. I think it's 904. Yeah, 904 mag drill. Oh, my Milwaukee carbide tooth saw, worm drive saw is down there. Jumper cables, a entrenching tool, zip ties. There's a Master Mechanics toolbox under there. My flag, because you gotta have the safety flag at some MSHA sites. There's all my different measuring and leveling tools of various different sizes, various different squares. Basically, in here you have all your different triangular squares, all your different levels. There's just so many different tools in here. I could literally spend an hour going over every single tool in here, and it just would not cover everything. There's a voltmeter in there because, you know, diagnosing stuff. Tape measures over there. Yes, there's a lot of red Milwaukee tools in here because I love Milwaukee. And we have our Eagle safety can here because MSHA requires the safety can. And these are the sites that this is where the money's at. And if you follow the rules, you get in these sites and you can make a crap ton of money. Now here we are, passenger side of the truck. Like I said, this is the truck normally loaded for bear. Like I'm loaded, the truck's loaded to do anything at the moment. So I have construction paper rolls. In that side pocket right there, there's an X-Acto knife and some packing tape. And the reason is for making cardboard templates of things that I have to make. And this is just easier to pack in the truck. Some people would rather use cardboard, that's fine, but this is dirt cheap. And it rolls up and I get a crap ton of it. So to each their own. For me, that works good. Oh my God, it's a Milwaukee vacuum. Are we surprised that it's Milwaukee? Like I said, truck loaded for bear. The cool thing about this is all the pack out stuff locks in place back here. So I don't have to worry about going around the corner and stuff is shifting and rolling and moving and whatnot. It's just staying there. It's all locked in and it's all nice and tidy in here. My Wegmans reusable bags. Yes, I'm sorry guys. I've surrendered to the north and I've started shopping at Wegmans. I'm a terrible person. Here's my refrigerator. The cool thing about now with the suitcase and the plasma being in here is the refrigerator just slides out nice like it's supposed to. Oh my goodness. And it needs a little cleaning out, but I don't run a cooler anymore. I run this 12-volt refrigerator because I ain't got to hunt down ice. And it seemed like every time I had a long job that I needed a bunch of water and Gatorades for, there was an ice shortage and I couldn't get ice that morning. It always pissed me off having to drink hot water and hot Gatorade when it's 100 degrees outside. So I just sucked it up and got that off Amazon for like $200. And it was so worth the money. That was another thing that was in my F350 that has now moved over to here. My extra Milwaukee batteries. You see there's two M18/12 volt chargers under here, back to back. Those are hooked into the 12 volt systems of the truck. Milwaukee does have car chargers, so these are two car chargers that run off the 12 volts of the truck that somehow bump it up to 18 volts for these. And obviously these are going to be pretty easy for it to charge. It's 12 to 12 volts. Extra batteries are stored right along the back, and I got a crap ton of extra Milwaukee batteries because, well, you know, you buy once, cry once when it comes to Milwaukee. And yeah, I cry when I buy it, but I've never had a Milwaukee tool fail. Now in this box, you see this Milwaukee roller suitcase box here. It fits my Power Max 45 and my Arc Reach Suitcase 8 very snugly, with a little bit of room to spare, so I could put some extra accessories for them in here if I wanted to. Now, I say snugly, it's not a perfect fit. You can see I had to cut out a little bit of the top here to fit the handles and these little ridges where the clips are. But another thing that was worth doing. Now, unfortunately, the lid doesn't open all the way to where the little lock latch will hold it open. So I got one of those reusable twisty tie things and stuck it to the coat hanger there. And I use that to hold it up. Another cool thing about this setup is if I'm staying somewhere overnight, I don't want to leave my suitcase and my plasma sitting in the truck like I'm at a hotel or something. I don't want to leave these sitting out there in the truck to get stolen. So what I can do, it's very convenient, is I'm going to put that box on the top of here. The angle grinder box and the spool gun box can all lock on top of here. And this has got wheels. I pull this out and roll it to my hotel room. And it's in the hotel room with me. Then in the morning, I wheel it back out to the truck, stick it all back in its appropriate places. Boom, I'm good. So another reason I need a Luma reel is because I really want to have the locks. So while I'm out on the road, I have that peace of mind sitting in the hotel like, I hope nobody takes my leads. And poor Noah just had somebody take all his leads while he was on a job. So I probably should get a Luma reel, keep my leads from getting stolen. So before it's my turn to get my lead stolen. This is my fall protection kit. I don't know if y'all saw that running around, but I like the Kiwi safety brand ones. I like the storage bag they send with it. So it's got all my fall protection stuff in there. It's got my beam anchors. It's got my extra clips. I carry actually 2 harness straps, so I can set up multiple beam anchors and unclip one, clip it, and kind of if I have to, I can make my way across something to wherever I'm working. And all of that just fits in this bag right here. So guys, remember, safety first. I know we all hate harnesses, but wear your freaking harness. It's 5 extra seconds and it could save your life one day. So when I said there were only 2 welding helmets in this truck, I lied. There are actually 3. This is my hard hat system, because there are certain places that are emission controlled that you got to have the combo set up. I just have a Jackson with a quick disconnect system. I love the quick disconnects. I can take the welding helmet off the hard hat quickly, because this whole combo can be real hard on your neck after a while. So I have a Arc 1 singles auto darkening shade 11 in there. Shade 11 seems to be a good middle ground, and this type of style right here of Arc 1 doesn't seem to have as many issues as some of the multi-shade ones. So this kind of makes a good middle ground between a digital adjustable style and a fixed shade glass lens. So that's why I had the Arc 1 singles in there. It's just it seems to be less problematic than the ones that have the replaceable batteries. So we're not totally done with this video yet. This is the gantry crane I used to get that skid out of there. So that skid, as you saw, has those D-rings on all 4 corners. We use some straps, we tie it here, and we pull it up with the gantry crane, and you drive the truck out. And then set it down on the ground. And when you want to put it back in, you lift it up and back the truck in. So not complicated, but this gantry crane from Harbor Freight has been an absolute blessing to have. This is one of those tools you don't know how much you will use it until you actually own it. And once you own it, you're like, wow, this is amazing. However, I do not recommend that Vevor overhead crane for much of anything. It's it says it's rated for 2,200 pounds. It's barely enough for 1,000. So I would say that one is definitely a negative. I would not buy that one again. But it is also one of those moments I kind of got what I paid for. So, oops. My bad. So thank you guys for watching this update video of my 2019 F150 rig. I hope you liked this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and go check out my other videos. Go see this truck from a year ago and see what it's like now, because I'm sure it's a very neat learning experience of what has changed between a year to now. Thank you guys, and y'all have a fantastic day.